Welcome to this video on carb cycling, strategic fuel timing for active adults. We'll explore a practical, science-based approach to optimizing your nutrition around your demanding training schedule. This video is brought to you by the Series of Thoughts team as part of the fitness guidance and diet and nutrition tracks. Carb cycling is simply alternating between high-carb and low-carb days based on your activity level. It is strategic fuel timing, not a restrictive diet. On training days, consume more carbs to fuel performance. On rest days, reduce carbs to improve fat utilization. This approach is popular because it offers tangible benefits. It leads to better workouts by fueling intense training. Low-carb days naturally lower calorie intake. It offers psychological relief from constant restriction and helps maintain stable energy throughout the week. The key insight is that most of the benefits come from improved behavior and consistency. The structure and adherence to the plan are what truly drive results, not metabolic wizardry. Now let's review the actual science. Carb cycling influences three physiological systems: glycogen management, insulin sensitivity, and hormonal regulation. Understanding these mechanisms helps explain the effectiveness of the approach. First is glycogen management. Carbohydrates are stored as glycogen, your primary fuel for high-intensity exercise. High-carb days refill these stores for better performance, while low-carb days promote fat utilization, training your body to be more metabolically flexible. Second is insulin sensitivity. Muscles are highly insulin sensitive after training, making this the best time for carbs. This ensures glucose enters muscle cells instead of being stored as fat. Low-carb rest days minimize insulin spikes when muscles are less receptive. Third, we have hormonal regulation. Carb intake can influence leptin, ghrelin, and thyroid hormones, supporting satiety and preventing metabolic slowdown. Remember, these effects are modest. Consistency remains the most important factor. The real benefits of carb cycling stem from aligning your fuel with your body's function. This strategic timing ensures you have the right energy source when you need it most, without constant restriction. Carb cycling provides clear performance and body composition advantages. You'll experience better training performance due to adequate glycogen, more consistent fat loss from a weekly calorie deficit, and fewer cravings compared to strict low-carb diets. When it comes to sustainability, carb cycling shines. It boasts higher adherence rates than constant restriction, built-in flexibility for social life, and clear rules that reduce mental fatigue. Consistency always beats perfection in nutrition. Ultimately, the power of carb cycling is a behavioral win more than a metabolic hack. The structure creates sustainable eating patterns, helping you eat appropriately without constant willpower battles. Who benefits most from carb cycling? It is particularly effective for active adults whose training demands vary throughout the week, creating clear high-demand and low-demand days. Ideal candidates include regular strength trainers, those who feel sluggish on constant low-carb diets, people seeking a flexible structure, rest day overeaters, and system seekers who prefer simple, repeatable patterns. Carb cycling isn't necessary for everyone. If you train inconsistently, already eat balanced meals, prefer simplicity, or are a beginner in fat loss, focus on fundamental habits first. Don't add unnecessary complexity. Do not overcomplicate your nutrition. Advanced strategies are only helpful once basic habits, like adequate protein and calorie balance, are firmly in place. Master the fundamentals before adding layers of complexity. Let's review the simplest carb cycling template. Forget complex calculations. This template provides 90% of the benefits with a straightforward pattern that requires no complicated math. On training days, your rule is simple. Add one quality carb source to each meal. Good sources include rice, potatoes, oats, fruit, and beans. This ensures you have the glycogen needed for performance and recovery. On rest days, the rule is to skip the carb source. Focus instead on lean protein, non-starchy vegetables, and healthy fats. This naturally lowers your intake and promotes fat utilization. Here is a sample comparison. On a training day, breakfast might include oatmeal. On a rest day, you'd replace the oatmeal with avocado. The focus shifts from grains to fats and vegetables on rest days. To keep it simple, use your training schedule as your guide. No need to track macros. Portion sizes don't need to be perfect. A fist-sized portion is often sufficient. Adjust based on how you feel after a few weeks. What about vegetables? Non-starchy vegetables should not be restricted on low-carb days. Eat plenty of leafy greens, broccoli, and peppers for essential nutrients, fiber, and volume. Can you have carbs post-workout on rest days? If you do light activity, skip the carbs. If you unexpectedly have a hard workout on a rest day, it is fine to add a serving of carbs post-workout. Flexibility matters most. For those training multiple times a day or with very high training volumes, you may need to add an extra carb serving or two on those intense days. Modify the basic template to match your high demands. In summary, carb cycling is not magic, it's strategic fuel timing. It aligns nutrition with training demands, improving performance, stabilizing energy, and creating a sustainable eating rhythm. The core principles are alignment over optimization, behavior beats biology, and simplicity wins. Match carbs to activity, maintain consistency, and stick to the simple template for best results. Carb cycling delivers better training performance through adequate glycogen and higher adherence rates due to reduced diet burnout. This makes the approach more sustainable long-term. Carb cycling is best for regular strength trainers or those needing flexible structure. Skip it if you are an inconsistent trainer, new to fat loss, or prefer maximum simplicity. The bottom line is that carb cycling works because it establishes a sustainable eating pattern that supports both training and body composition goals. It is fuel timing made simple for active adults. To begin, review your training schedule. Start with the simple template and track how you feel. Stay consistent for 4 to 6 weeks. The best approach is the one you can maintain long-term. Thank you for watching.